What is going on, FA Nation? Jon Impemba here with James Grande. Welcome into the Fantasy Alarm MLB DFS Playbook Preview Show. It is Friday here. We got an 11-game DraftKings Main Slate. And Grande, we got some big names, at least for pitcher here, which is finally nice to see. We've had some difficult pitching slates. If you played the Thursday Main Slate and you were part of the 22% that played Will Warren in his 1 2/3 innings, I feel bad for you. If you played the 40%, Taj Bradley, he got knocked around. Hopefully, better chalk, better days to come here, a bigger pitching slate to choose from, and some matchups we're going to be looking to target. How are we doing, man?
We are doing Happy Friday. Bart Scott, can't wait.
Can't wait. Those of you who are tuning in, we do appreciate the support each and every day that you guys are here with us. If you're new to the program, we go position by position. We break it all down. We build a lineup at the end of the show. Let us know in the comments section who you guys are looking to play today. Maybe some home run calls, favorite stacks, value plays guys are fading. And we'll chat with you throughout the day. We got a live show coming at 5 p.m. Eastern time as well. We'll re-rack the show, give you the latest news and updates. Like, did you know Patrick Corbin was bit by a spider ahead of his start on Wednesday? Didn't know. Apparently, he had trouble walking in the locker room. They thought he was bit by a venomous spider, and then he decided to go out and throw shadow baseball. So, anything is possible, I guess, apparently these days. But we'll work on it for the Friday slate. Got Yamamoto as your top price starter. Got the Texas Rangers at $10,200. Freddie Peralta, Brian Wu, Logan Webb rounding out the 9K tier. Of that group, I mean, Brian Wu's been phenomenal. Logan Webb has been great. He's got the Angels, maybe the easiest of matchups of that top group. But you've been a Yamamoto truther through and through here. Are you willing to spend the 10-2 on him?
Yeah, I don't know if there's a price I wouldn't for the guy that, has routinely been the best pitcher going, at least this early slate of starts. I mean, he's making his fifth start already. He's into the hundreds in pitches. There's no reins that Dave Roberts has on him. They're just letting Yamamoto go. Obviously, he throws a lot of pitches every start. He strikes a lot of people out. Isn't like shy to walk somebody, but just always limiting damage, always striking people out. And obviously we saw last start has a massive ceiling. So I do think Yamamoto looks great. I don't agree that Logan Webb has the easiest matchup.
Okay.
The Angels have been pretty good and they hit a lot of home runs. I don't think Toronto has been necessarily very good. I would probably give the edge to Brian Wu of that top tier. He's been great. Plus, Toronto has been terrible against right-handed pitching, so that's probably the second place I'd go. Webb doesn't give up a lot of home runs. I guess that's the one thing you factor in there, but he's been up and down through the 4 starts, been great and been average and 2 each. So
keeps pitching on the road, and yet another road start coming from him. No doubt, too, by the way. Angels this year, 212 ISO against right-handed pitching. That is tied for the 3rd highest in baseball. More so, we know Logan Webb is a guy that does try to throw a lot of ground balls. Angels also 24% strikeout rate, top 10 highest strikeout rating baseball against right-handed pitching. I think for me, it was more so like Logan Webb is such a dog that he can go out there and dominate both lineups. But to your point, Brian Wu has also been phenomenal this season. Like to see him get over 90 pitches there in that start against Texas. He's had, some interesting matchups for himself. In Toronto, though, Vlad did finally homer the other day. And Santander finally homered again the other day. I would bet on Wu. What are your thoughts on Freddie Peralta? There was that random start where they priced him all the way down to 7,800 and the whole world played him. Pitched fairly well despite the walks in those 2 starts against Colorado and Arizona. Now he's got the Athletics. Athletics are on the road in Milwaukee. Tyler Soderstrom homered again. Brent Rooker homered. Lawrence Butler homered today, all going off against the White Sox. Any concerns here with Freddie Peralta versus this Athletics lineup?
I would say he's he typically gets ownership behind him because he's another guy that misses a lot of bats. But, he's also a guy who walks a lot of people and might only go 5 innings despite throwing 100 pitches, as we saw it in our, like, it's a pretty mixed bag. But yeah, I mean, there's a high ceiling. He's also given up 2 home runs against the Yankees. I mean, I'm always good with Peralta because he can miss bats.
Yeah, I will say this is a very interesting spot. The Athletics this year, surprisingly, third lowest strikeout rate versus right-handed pitching, 17.7%.
Well, they have Jacob Wilson.
You're right. Hey, you know what? They hit him in the middle of the lineup today. It worked out.
Second. They hit him second. You asked that they hit him second.
They should. He's their best contact hitter. He should be hitting at the top of their lineup probably from this point moving forward. Toronto, when we're talking about Brian Wu, 17.4% strikeout right there. So 2 of the bottom 3 strikeout teams in baseball going up there. I'm with you, though, on the Yamamoto call. The guy is an absolute monster. Going down to the next tier, Peterson gets St. Louis at 87. We do have DeGrom, who's looked a little shaky, $8,500 for him. Rasmussen gets New York. Rodon on the other side of that matchup against Tampa Bay, and Andrew Abbott making his second start of the year gets Baltimore. What's going on with DeGrom here? 4 innings, 3 earned, 2 homers allowed, walked 4 against Seattle. The Tampa Bay start got roughed up, gave up 2 home runs there. Are we worried that we're just not going to see the DeGrom of old anymore with all these injuries, or is he just working off some rust? What's the expectations here?
Well, I ain't pitching him in a start against the Dodgers if he's working off rust. I'll tell you that. In terms of like what I think of Jacob DeGrom, I think that he is a 36-year-old pitcher coming off massive amounts of injuries that like no pitcher should ever have to go through, and he still wants to pitch. Godspeed to him, but it's gone south quick. And I'm as a real person, 36 is not old, but like when you are with the copious amount of injuries to his arm specifically that he has had, 36 might feel like 46 right now. So, I mean, like the fly ball rate has always been there. He has an elevated fly ball rate again. The velocity is obviously down. It's not like drastically down, but It's obviously the lowest since 2020, or since the first time it's been under 97 miles per hour average since 2019.
Yeah.
So obviously that's not
6
great.
years ago.
He's throwing his changeup more than he's thrown in the last 5 years. And that pitch is a -2 in terms of pitch value. There's just nothing working. So, I mean, again, this is like in recent memory, the most dominant pitcher in the game, but at least like at his peak. Like I know Clayton Kershaw's still going, and he was, in terms of like longevity for this generation, was the best pitcher in the game, but DeGrom was the most dominant. I can't see how we're ever getting back there at 36 years old with slightly decreased velocity and pitches aren't working. And now he has to face the Dodgers. Like, you talk about a mental hurdle. He's struggling. And then it's like, hey, Jacob, like, I know you've allowed a bunch of home runs lately and you can't really get out of the innings. But here's the Dodgers.
Yeah.
And it's the last 2 starts was he gave up 2 home runs in Seattle, which is supposed to be saving him, and against Tampa. I mean, this is not the same offense as the one he's faced, and he struggled against them. So I'm just kind of out on DeGrom moving forward unless things kind of just change a little bit.
No,
the peripheral stats don't look any better.
No,
they don't.
They're not. Obviously, the 20% home run to fly ball rate's not working with him. The 40% ground ball rate's great, but anything that's basically hitting the air is leaving the ballpark at this point for DeGrom. Carlos Rodon, I think, is interesting. I know as a Yankee fan, you're probably extremely frustrated with the performances since you guys gave him all that money. But Tampa Bay, 26% strikeout rate against left-handed pitching. And we know, despite our pleas, they take out some of their better hitters when a lefty's on the mound. They'll throw Curtis Mead out there and sit Jonathan Aranda, and they'll play, a different lineup when a lefty's on the mound. Their overall numbers against left-handed pitching this year are not great. It's 218 batting average, just a 120 ISO, 297 WOBA. Do you think that there's a reason to consider Rodon here, or are we still just full fade this ballpark for pitching right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think last year he was really good for basically the whole season. This year, the home runs and the walks are killing him. I mean, he's allowed a home run in every start, multiple walks every start. I think he leads the league in walks for starting pitchers too. I mean, it hasn't been great. He also is another guy who just, when he is on and misses a ton of bats, I mean, he has as much upside as any of the guys we talked about, in the 9K tier. So
I mean, he got 15 fantasy points out of a game where he gave up 5 runs in 6 innings because he had 8 Ks and took a loss.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, he has a lot of swing and miss stuff. He also will probably allow a home run in this game. So hopefully when that home run occurs, it's a solo shot. Junior Caminero takes him deep, and that's the damage, right? I agree on the park too. Obviously, we've talked about it a lot. But he pitches at Yankee Stadium at home. He's pitching Yankee Stadium again, right? It just with
better weather,
with muggier conditions, but I'm good with going to Rodon in tournaments because the strikeout appeal is so great. And honestly, in this 8K tier, he's probably the top target overall.
Yeah, I wouldn't even argue with that. We do have a Coors Field game on this slate, which is always kind of unfortunate.
Do we? Oh, we do. Shoot, I was looking at that.
11 games, Coors Field, so we'll have to figure out the hitting. But Mackenzie Gore has been pretty good. He's got a K per 9 over 12 on the year. Colorado, dreadful against left-handed pitching overall this season, a 29% strikeout rate, 221 batting average, 121 ISO, 289 weighted on base percentage against left-handed pitching. Colorado at home, we know that offense obviously pops a little bit more. Which side are we taking here? Are we fading Mackenzie Gore, who's looked pretty good because he's in Coors, or are we trusting that the Rockies just can't hit?
Probably the latter. And I think Vegas is doing the same. Do you know have you looked at what the over-under in this is?
No.
Take a guess at what the over-under is in this game.
9.
8.5.
8.5. That's a low total for
you do not see Coors Field 8.5 ever.
No.
Right? Is that not the lowest?
The other side too, right? Dollander's pitching, so
yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's good, but he's also allowed 4 home runs in 2 starts.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying he hasn't been good and he misses a lot of bats, but he allows a lot of fly balls and a lot of and Mackenzie Gore has pitched really well. Also isn't shy about allowing fly balls. So just surprising to see it 8.5. I'm okay with Mackenzie Gore because he gets so many. This year has been insane for strikeouts. I mean, obviously we're only 4 starts in, but 32 Ks in 4 starts is not on my bingo card for Mackenzie Gore this year. So I'd be good with it if you could only play one, him or Dollander.
I think I'm going Gore.
Yeah, I mean, Gore obviously has the win equity, but man, Dollander has looked.
Pretty
good, dude.
Super talented, but the Nats are back on their thing, right-handed pitching. 19% strikeout rate for them against right-handed pitching this year, so they're putting a lot of balls obviously in play. 10.5% walk rate against right-handed pitching as well. So Dollander, great swing and misses, but you mentioned 2 homers in both of those games. You know, James Wood could be hitting a 460-foot homer in this game. So
would not surprise me.
Would not surprise me. So I'm more in on Gore than Dollander there. I'm not going to retest the Martin Perez waters. again, I like 1.59 ERA. I don't believe that that's a sustainable number for him with all those walks, even with Boston's overall struggles and a strong lefty heavy lineup. They're back home, so I would much rather fade that spot for him. Bowden Francis, a guy that we like in some spots, is 73. Hunter Dobbins looked pretty good in his spot start. He got the double header start. The guy they like at the minor league level. And would you give him a shot here against the White Sox? It's the White Sox.
Yeah, it's the White Sox. I'd take a shot. 6,900 is a good price. And you look at the rest of the tier, like Tyler Anderson has pitched pretty well again. This guy just always dodges something. I mean, 8 walks in his last 2 starts, and we've allowed 2 earned total. I mean,
2 total hits, but
2 total hits, dude, unbelievable. Really tough spot against the Giants, who hit lefties. Michaelis, you're not playing. JT Ginn made a really good start against the Mets, but the Brewers have endless amounts of lefties. They will lefty you to death. I don't love that. Elder stinks. We knew he was gonna stink eventually.
Povich, they are getting that line. Got a healthier McLean and Hayes back.
Yeah, and Hayes is homered in 2 of 3 since returning. Hart
Paddock is back on the mound,
and Chris Paddock's pitching. So, like, I mean, yeah, it's your boy Hunter Dobbins, and
this is a little disrespectful for Chris Paddock, though. $6,000, like the minimum. Like, yes, he got blown up on opening day, but he just faced Detroit. 5 innings, 1 earned, 5 Ks.
They did that to Ober too. Remember? I mean, they did this to like the last Bailey Ober start, where Bailey Ober was like $6,700 for no reason, and we're like,
With how bad Atlanta's been, they actually recalled Alex Verdugo because Ozuna's not good to go.
Yep.
Would you give Chris Paddock a courtesy look on an 11-game slate at $6,000?
I will acknowledge you could be onto something.
Okay.
And it could also be disastrous.
Yeah, we'll reevaluate and we'll regroup at 5. And we'll see what we think.
Yeah, we'll have a more concrete answer at 5.
We'll see what ownership says for Chris Paddock, because if ownership's like 20% here, we may have to ride with it. But all right, catcher again, large slate. We'll look for the value on this one where we're gonna go with it. Just seeing if we have any Coors value. We don't. Everybody is priced up here.
K-Bear is 5K, huh?
Yeah. Let's just check. Is he 6K? 5,900 for James Wood. So they gave the Coors Field bump to Washington. So
yeah,
that's unfortunate. I mean, if you think DeGrom just gives up home runs, you got Will Smith at 44. If you don't like Paddock, Sean Murphy's been homering a lot. Goodman, power at 42 is actually not a terrible price against Gore there. Kyle Rowley keeps homering, 4,100.
So many home runs. Still too cheap. He's second in the league in home runs. The other guys' prices that have hit this many home runs all start with 5. So
he had an opportunity to have a much bigger day on Thursday as well. He had the bases loaded. He struck out on 3 pitches. 2 of them basically hit him in the foot that he swung at.
It's also Cal Raleigh. It's also Cal Raleigh for you.
Absolutely nowhere near the plate, but he took them anyways. Let's see. And Jansen's got some power versus lefties.
Yanier's
not a 30. We had someone in our Discord ask if it's time to like give up on Yanier Diaz, and I'm not doing that. This guy was way too good of a hitter last year to be this bad right now.
I mean, dude, I get not playing him in DFS, but in seasonal, there's no way you move on from him. The position stinks to begin with. It's not like you're going to find this gem on the waiver wire to begin with. That doesn't exist unless you stumbled into Sean Murphy coming back from injury, right? Or you're going to stumble into possibly Francisco Alvarez or something like that, who wasn't even good offensively last year. So,
so you have that. If you're not in on, so the White Sox called up their top catching prospect. Is he on the slate? Where is he?
Kyle Teal?
No. Sorry, I lied. Not top catching prospect. I forgot that they have multiple top catching prospects. But I don't see him on the slate. So maybe he's not activated yet. But there was a whole video on him getting the call up. Edgar Cuero. Catching prospect about 7th in debut. So like
he is not on the slate.
Unless they gave him like a different position. Nope. Just not here. All right. Did he play today? Let's see. Was he on the White Sox lineup today?
I don't think the Whites did.
They played the A's. Was he in the lineup today? Let's see.
Yeah. He was 0 for 3.
Not on the player pool. What are we doing here, DK? Top 100 prospect. Baseball. Yeah, they kept Kyle Teal down in AAA. I don't know why. Service time, probably.
Yeah.
All right. That's catcher. We'll figure it out. I still think Colorado probably where I'm at this point just going to play, but we'll see. First base, Ohtani 64, Alonso's 57, Freeman, Vladdy, Soderstrom is 49, $100, your league leader in home runs. Matt Olson, 46. If you're not in on Paddock, there could also be a nice little spot there.
Yeah, I basically have no disagreements. I'd have a hard time as a single entry player playing Vladdy because Brian Woo's been so good. But also, if you're just like, yo, dude, what are you talking about? It's Vladdy. I'd be like, yeah, you're probably right. But obviously, Shohei, Alonso's been great. Freeman's been awesome since returning and prior to the ankle. Soderstrom's been better than everyone. And we've said it a lot. Like, the Braves offense has half woken up. Matt Olson has not, but Matt Olson's also too cheap at 46 for the player that he's going to be.
Yeah. Yep. Got the homer the other day against Toronto. Maybe if Chris Paddock looks like the guy he did on opening day against the White Sox, a lot of runs will be scored there. Nathaniel Lowe for being in Coors is fairly cheap for $4,400. If you're not in on Delander. Ben Rice tonight. Did he get the 5th hit? He was
he's 4. Out. No, he got out.
Okay. 4 for 5, 2 RBIs for him sitting on John's bench.
I was gonna say it must suck to have him on your bench. I went to your I realized that Ben Rice had 4 hits and I was like, I wonder if John played him today. And then I saw
played Aranda and I played Josh Naylor, who did homer. But yeah, Ben Rice on the bench today. Tough. Also had Bregman on the bench earlier.
You might need to deal a first baseman is what you might need to do.
9 for 10 on the bench. I could gained 11 points though in that Roto League today. So, we're on the way. Can definitely pay Ben Rice. Rasmussen's a good pitcher, but they limit him. So you'll get that Tampa Bay bullpen in this one. Christian Walker's been trash. Josh Bell could be in the lineup at 4K.
Yandy at 42 gets Rodon, who allows a lot of home runs. So sure. I would also possibly go there.
Mountcastle, 39 against Abbott. Lefty spot there. Tolia finally homered, hit a grand slam.
Alfu again? Who did he hit the grand slam with?
Who was it? Oh, was it Bobby Miller?
Bobby Miller?
Bobby. Yeah, we found out real quick. Bobby Miller, not good still.
When I saw him throw 40 pitches in the first inning, I was like, yep.
Yeah. Yeah. This was dude, 20% of the field was like, we're playing Bobby Miller today.
Yeah.
Just anything versus Colorado. Mistake. Tolia, though, not going to go there, but it was good to see him finally homer. He was at least this morning your MLB RBI leader. I don't know if he still is or not, but Wilmer Flores gets the lefty matchup there against Anderson, who, again, cannot forever survive.
No, he can't.
4 walks and 1 hit and no runs. So Romy will play.
He will. He's been good, dude.
He's smashing lefties. We might get Ref Snyder in the lineup as well for Boston. It's gonna be a gross day for Boston.
Oh, they're gonna hit like 3rd and 5th, aren't they? Like
probably.
Like Ref Snyder 3rd, Romy hitting 5th. Like isn't that?
Casas is gonna sit and like Duran's gonna sit or something like that, and just
Abreu sits, right?
Willier, yeah. The other 400 hitter, he'll sit for Ref Snyder. Man, Red Sox are fun. So you got that $3,600 for Romy. In the past, Candelario has hit lefty as well. I wish Spencer Steele was better.
Yeah, Luke Raley homered, and Bowden gives up a lot of fly balls. So
sure. And then he got pinch hit for, I think Raley did, right? So, but that was extra innings.
They pinch hit. Him and Polanco. While Polanco can't swing his bat with the right side,
they literally will not let him bat lefty, and teams know it. They're like, all right, if we want to face Mitch Garver here, we just have to put a lefty on the mound.
Yeah, I saw Polanco had second and third in like the 9th or the 8th on Thursday, and they pinch hit, they brought a lefty in, and then they pinch hit with Garver. I was so mad.
You're telling me that Jorge Polanco at his stage can't hit lefty better than
he did yesterday. He did yesterday, and he got out. So I wonder if they they did the lefty thing, and he got out. So I wonder if not that Mitch Garver got out the last 2 days, both times.
Mitch Garver's terrible, dude.
Makes no sense. They're probably just every day, like, Jorge, how are you feeling today? Can you swing from the right side? Like, are you okay?
Just get any other right-handed DH bat. That's all you're using Garver for, is a DH. Just get anybody else in there. I think Casey Schmidt will be in this lineup too versus the lefty. So he's happy for him. He'll be in there. All right, second base position. Jazz Chisholm tonight got ejected, arguing balls and strikes. And if you go see, he tweeted.
Yep.
He tweeted about it. And then they showed the StatCast. Also, nowhere close.
It was bad. He was very factual in his tweet.
Explain to me how the MLB can watch during spring training 50% of the challenges be converted. So 50% of the times the player challenged a ball and strike, they were correct.
Yep.
That's all you need
not
to
implement
know.
And then not implement it.
And not implement it. That's all you need to know at this point. Why are you doing 50% of the time they missed the call when they were challenged. So that should be a red flag if there was ever a red flag. I'm good pretty much with anyone until Lau. I don't think I do Lau versus Rodon, but Terang, Altuve, McLean, Chisholm, I'd be good playing that. Obviously, they're all very expensive, but the matchups are fine. No reason to necessarily avoid them.
Yeah, I don't have much. I have nothing really. Altuve is in a really good spot here against Hart. Bryce Terang is going to lead off, and hopefully, if you play him, steal 4 bases. He's been great to start the year. So, yeah, no objection to much of this top half of the position.
Yeah, I'm with you. Where are we looking at the mid-range?
I don't hate Albies, although this is obviously not the better part of his split. The power has been on display for Albies. You can always play Edmund, although this isn't the better side of his split. Luis Garcia, $4,200. Looks pretty good in Coors. He hasn't been great, but I would definitely click that. Christian Campbell, obviously, the life of a rookie. You look like the best player in baseball you look like a rookie and from week to week, and he's super talented. So I'm sure he will figure it out, and maybe this is a spot for it. You've mentioned it. Martin Perez has just gotten away with murder for 3 starts. So you can go there, and then you drop into the value range. Man, I was
going to ask you what we do with Dylan Moore here.
Yeah, he's been crazy good.
Yeah, he had a stolen base today. He also got thrown out stealing today. So they were just all about running on Cincinnati. Obviously, Cincinnati ballpark, super favorable for offense. He lit that pitching staff up. Bowden Francis a little bit better. But, I mean, Dylan Moore, once upon a time, was a highly touted individual coming through the Mariners organization here with the power and the speed upside. I don't think he'll do this forever, but, right now he's as hot as they come.
What does his StatCast page say?
Oh, I don't even know. That's a good question. Let's see. Dylan Moore. Probably blue. I don't picture him being a good StatCast guy, but let's.
He has 1,000 OPS. He's a chance.
That's a good point. So the numbers we want aren't great, right? These not the middle numbers, but these are all.
But the actual numbers are
right,
yeah.
So great expected WOBA, batting average, expected slugging, great. Exit velocity, kind of trash. He's barreling everything. Hard hit, great. Sweet spot, bat speed, squaring it up, not great. not chasing, not whiffing. So that helps when he's swinging. He's making contact. And he's not swinging out of the zone. Good things there. But, the numbers on the numbers right now. He is he's doing pretty well.
I'm good with it.
Okay. Where'd you go after that?
Tyler Fitzgerald is in one of those not like last year. I mean, he homered 7?
Yeah, something like that.
It was like something insane. But he is a super good fantasy player. Because he just does things in bulk. So $3,400 Tyler Fitzgerald power and speed combination will probably fit wraparound stacks perfectly because they're still hitting them at the bottom of their lineup.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would probably be the top value, but Edouard Julien, 3,200, another power bat from the left side.
Elder.
Against Bryce Elder, looks really good. I don't know why the Reds like hitting Santiago Espinal so high in their order, but they insist on batting this guy so high in the order. If he's going to hit there, sure. And then Chase Madroth, if you want to play him,
he let off,
right? And I'm not saying the Dobbins isn't like a talented pitcher, but also it's like his second career start. So
yeah, and he's not like a top prospect by any sense of the imagination, but he had like a 3 ERA at AAA last year. So he's a 4A swingman, like that will get these spots. The only one I would just throw out there is just Kyle Farmer.
Okay.
I mean, we're in Coors. He's $3,300. He's actually playing pretty well. He's hitting 500 against lefties. Obviously, a small sample size this year. But a couple of years ago, 220, 260 ISO versus lefties. Last year's 160 ISO. So you get him in Coors. He hits lefties. He's probably the cheapest Coors play we'll have of the day. So if you don't like second, you can get it there. Third base. Machado at $5,400 has been very good. Obviously, we'll see if Bregman's back. If we get Bregman first game back, daddy power here in Boston against Perez.
Yep.
Feels like a narrative play that you hate, but narrative play that may work. So thumbs up. You're for the new father narratives, or just talking narratives?
Narratives. I love
narratives. Austin Riley's still really good.
What's the narrative we got with him?
Nothing.
He hates Chris Paddock's hair.
No, he's just been good.
He's not doing good. No, he has. Yeah, I mean, he's going to strike out. Guaranteed. Bet you could bet his over strikeouts, and whatever the number is, he'll go over it.
Do you think Paddock's striking him out, or do you think eventually a Minnesota bullpen man strikes him out?
I mean, dude, anything is possible. Struck out 26 times in 18 games. It's possible anything a position player at the end of the game might strike him out.
That's fair. Chapman started to turn it up.
Yeah, he homered, right? He hit a homer today.
Yep, $4,300. Caminero, we know power. He homered. Paridi.
Arenado. I mean, dude.
I think Peterson's kind of a good pitcher. I don't want to pitch Peterson, but it also wouldn't shock me. I mean, dude, Griffin Canning tonight went out again and pitched well.
Yeah, I know, but we know the Cardinals have weirdly good numbers against lefties. We've talked about this, right? We talked about this last time they faced a lefty.
Literally the last time. I was like, dude, they got 7 lefties in your lineup, and then Brendan Donovan went 5 for 5 or whatever it was.
Yeah, Brendan Donovan had they scored a bunch of runs, and they were a top 5 offense in OPS, WOBA, and all that against lefties.
Mm-hmm. Good point. All right, where else are we looking to go then here at the third base position?
Yeah. Polanco is getting another righty.
For how long?
No, he's gonna get pinch hit for. It's annoying. He should have had a home run on the 416 slate. It hit the wall. Then he hit another 275 mile an hour baseball for a double on the Thursday slate. He's been fine. Dylan Moore probably has a little more upside right now because he can't swing the bat from one side of the plate. Vientos homered on Thursday. I don't know if it's signs to come, but he's definitely hitting. Hits in 5 straight. You mentioned DeGrom struggles. Max Muncy might be struggling more, but always live for like a 3 home run game when you least expect Max Muncy to have any success.
Yeah.
He has typically been that player. But I don't.
And Brooks Lee's 2,500. I'd play
Brooks Lee. Okay. Yeah, I haven't got down there yet. Brooks Lee, 2,500. Brooks Lee's a good baseball player.
Yes, he is. That's probably it for me. They actually, you know what they did? I called out Ben Williamson on the previous show the other day.
He did.
He's 2,200. He played. He had a hit, a run. Just kind of throwing him back out there if they got him in the lineup. I would rather play Brooks Lee though. At 20.
Agreed.
All right, shortstop, the position we always just say if you can spend up for, it's worth it. Mookie's 61, Ellie's 56. Wrong side of the slate of the bat for Ellie. They'll hit him right-handed here, so not the strong side. Gunnar homered today. If you read the playbook, our guy Justin Carlucci was all in on the Gunnar Henderson play today. $5,400 for him. Thoughts on this spot?
All the above. I mean, I say this every time, but like Mookie looks great. I wish we could play CJ Abrams, especially with the power that he's been on. Yeah, Ellie definitely on the worst side of his split. He'll obviously bat righty or lefty at some point in this game. Yeah. Gunnar, never worried about Gunnar lefty. He hits lefties well. Lindor looks great. Michaelis hasn't pitched well against a lefty in like 5 years. Another guy who's just churning out innings for a team that's just like looking for guys to churn out innings. Miles Michaelis is that guy. So if you want to play Lindor, I think Lindor looks quite good. Honestly, Trevor Story probably looks just as good as any of those other guys.
Yeah. Back home, so give him a little love there.
Yep.
He's also 5 for 12 against lefties this year, so small sample size, but 400 batting average for him. Let's see. Pena's hit lefty as well. He's 36.
If Tovar, would you play Tovar? I know he was scratched with the hip pain on Thursday. He's $4,100. That's a good price. In Coors, that's like not adjusted to like what everyone else got. Was it because he was scratched? They just like forgot to adjust his price?
I don't know. It's been 5 games at Coors Field. He's saying 435 this year. So
that's not surprising. Like that's
no. I mean, that's fine if you're building that stack that way. I think you'd have to include Tovar where he hits in that lineup and at that price point. So I don't mind that for sure. Jacob Wilson's 3,200. If they're going to hit him in the top half of the lineup, I feel like you really should play him. He is a super good contact guy. He's a doubles hitter. Like he's not going to hit many home runs. His home runs have been hit at Tampa Bay and in Sacramento.
Yeah.
What do those two things have in common?
Very small.
So you'll have those moments for him, but he's going to hit a bunch of doubles and make a lot of contact. And if he's hitting like around Butler, Soderstrom, Rooker, there's going to be some real opportunities for Jacob Wilson there. Hopefully they figure that one out.
I think that's their I think the lineup we saw of Butler, Wilson, Soderstrom, Rooker, top 4, I think that's the move. That is because they had Soderstrom down, they had Blade and Soderstrom swapped, right? 3 and 5. The depth that provides, you now have Brent Rooker hitting 4th. Dude, that's a good top half of the lineup if Jacob Wilson can keep doing.
I was going to say, it literally puts a guy that's going to contend for batting titles in the top of your lineup, which is going to mean that there's a good chance that Soderstrom and Rooker are going to be up with a man or 2 on base.
Dude, I'm not going to say this because obviously, this is I come from a great line of shortstop.
Don't say Jeter.
Dude, but it's isn't it like having a Derek Jeter, like if someone with I'm just strictly bat control, not going to hit a lot of home runs, going to get on base, going to put everything in play. And then you put the guys who are hitting 30, or you put Bernie behind him. You put it's just what it is. You're putting
into it. they have Luis Urias hitting right.
Yeah.
And then
Tatis won. Yeah. Tatis won, Araz 2, and then Machado. It's like, it's just some teams decided to put their best hitter 2.
Yeah.
Some teams have decided, let's not do that, and let's have the most contact-friendly guy hit 2, and then it just adds more depth, dude. If
Machado hit 2-run home runs instead of solo home runs.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. And Wilson should hit. When they moved it up to 6 like last week, I was like, oh, finally, they're figuring it out. Like,
dude, wasn't that this week? I think this has all happened this week.
I don't know, man. These weeks and these days are so long at this point.
I'm pretty sure, like, if you listen to, like, the Tuesday show, I was like, John, did you see he hit 6 last night? It's like, they're like, oh, man, we got to kind of have to move him up, I think.
No, he's a great player. He hit 400 in the minors last year, like in like a good sample size. So, like Jacob Wilson a lot. He is not a $3,200 hitter when it comes down to it. So you can keep plugging that again. We can play Lee here. Midroth's going to lead off probably or should lead off for them. Another like good contact hitter guy that will be there. I don't think there's anything else though.
No, Nick Allen's been okay, but I don't think we need to go there.
No, I agree with you. Outfield.
Oh, Nasim Nunez, we didn't mention. He's been playing with Abrams injured and Paul DeJong injured. He was good his first couple games. He's been subpar the next 2, but he has some speed. Big Coors outfield, right? Like it's not like the best home run ballpark in the league. It's always like just endless amounts of running done in that outfield.
Yeah. Obviously, Judge, Ohtani, Tatis, all great. I want to play James Wood just because, like, I want to see him hit like Giancarlo Stanton style Coors Field home run, right? He hit 442 the other day.
It went really far, yeah.
So I get it. Like, batting average isn't great, but like super powerful guy. He probably doesn't pay off the $5,900 tag like the majority of this series. And maybe Dollander's too good of a pitcher in this spot. You'll wait till he faces, I don't know, whatever they throw tomorrow, instead. But at some point, Wood's going to have himself a big home run, and then we're all going to watch the highlights for a week. So you got that going for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you said, like paying off the price is the key. I think that's been like every time we decide to not play Judge or Ohtani or Tatis, it's like if you play Judge at 65, you need him to homer, but then you probably need him to homer again to win like if you want to win a tournament, you're paying
like 25 fantasy points at that point.
Bare minimum. And it's the same thing that Ohtani last year when he was up at 7K, and it's this Tatis is homering every night, but like he's 6,200 now. He's priced basically even with Judge and Ohtani. Wood's right there. Like you do need and it's possible he's a fast human being who hits home runs. Like he might start the game single stolen base run, and then his next at bat he homers, and then boom, you're at 24 fantasy points. You're like, oh, perfect. That's what I needed. But you also pointed it out. He's hitting 230, has 24 strikeouts in 19 games, so super high ceiling. But it's all about paying off a $5,900 price tag. I don't think one singular home run gets you that, but
no, I agree. We have obviously any of these guys you can really play. Not to single any one of them out. I just think whatever your stack's going to be, like it'll be great. Choriel versus Gins 53. Working your way into the mid range.
Dude,
Yelich.
Yeah, Alex Call's been good. 49. I know Yelich has like struggled average wise, but the power has been pretty good. We've talked about that a couple times with the back home runs. The home runs look pretty good. So we got Doyle. He should play with the pinch hit. He should.
Yeah,
play.
That's what the hope is, right? Righty at home here against the lefty.
Talk about a guy who just. You go back to last year and you look at the Brent Doyle splits. Holy cow, he's been so good in Coors.
Yeah, really, really good. We'll see if Tyler O'Neill's in the lineup or not. $4,600 for him was scratched the other day. We get to that lefty matchup. Buxton, a lot of power. Again, Bryce Elder, not a good pitcher. So if you wanted to play some Minnesota called up one of their top prospects today because Wallner hit the IL. I don't know if he's on the slate though. Let's see.
I don't see anybody.
Yeah, no, that's not him. Yeah, guess not. So he's also DraftKings just slacking unless they got him at a different position.
No, I just looked at their player pool.
Yeah, slacking. So we won't have him, even though he may be in the lineup. They called him up. So, all right, where else are we looking then in the mid range?
Who's been really good? Randy Arozarena. Get him away from Seattle, and
6 stolen bases is nice.
Yeah, he's been really good. Dude, Bowden Francis, we like the run that he was on last year. We're Bowden Francis respecters, but he does allow a lot of home runs and a lot of fly balls. And I think Randy is someone who can hit a lot of home runs and a lot of fly balls. So that's somewhere I would go. Dominguez, this is the right split. He's such a good lefty, Jason Dominguez. So 4,300, I think he's pretty good, looks pretty good. Heliot is struggling, but he's getting a lefty here.
Sure.
And he struggles. He is always on base and he's always scoring runs. Heliot Ramos has scored a lot of runs this year, despite his struggles.
So six runs in the last 4 games. So.
Yeah. So that's probably the direction. I mean, Michael Harris.
Yeah, Luis Robert, Michael Harris. Both of those guys, I think, are probably going to be okay in lineups. Grisham, as we talked about with a StatCast page. Again, I like Rasmussen. I think he's a good pitcher, but they have that ballpark, and then they'll probably have a bullpen guy come in after the 5th for him. So,
yep.
There's that. Blade homer today. You have Frelick. Dylan Cruz, 3,900. I know he's been bad, but hits in 3 straight. Maybe he's starting to figure it out a little bit.
I don't know.
You're less enthralled with that.
I
rather played Rob Refsnyder, is what you're saying?
Maybe. I don't know if I'd play either, but I don't want to get necessarily baited into playing someone like Dylan Cruz. Despite the price is good in Coors, but it's not like this is. Dollander is legit prospect guy.
Dylan Cruz is the number 1 overall pick.
No, I know. I'm not saying that he's not good or not going to be good, but currently not good.
currently is not good. Currently could be sent down.
Currently has 8 hits and 57 at bats, and none of them have been for extra bases. So
currently not great. For a guy that was considered a plus hitter with plus power, we have not seen said plus hitter plus power. So
no.
Little revenge game narrative. Austin Hayes back in Baltimore versus a lefty.
Yeah, he's probably seething at Baltimore for trading him to Philly last year and having a chance to go to the World Series and
gets his chance now to stick it to them.
Seething. I'm gonna have to look at the Austin Hayes pregame presser to see how much he hates. There's just steam coming from his ears.
All kidding aside, he hits lefties really well.
He does hit lefties really well.
He's hitting 30. He's only 3,300.
So. And he hits 4th for this Reds team, by the way. So
feels like a Reds problem, but he is.
No, it's definitely a Reds problem. Just pointing out that it's a factual statement that he hits 4th. Reds problem aside, he's hitting 4th.
He's been good. Speaking of revenge game narratives, Benny Bicett's back in Boston. Gets off the IL. Gets Hunter Dobbins here.
Now he might actually be pissed because he plays for the White Sox. So he's probably mad.
They traded him to the Royals. Is that where they traded him to?
He played for the Yankees. He played for the Yankees for half a season too.
Benintendi did really? Oh man, I don't know.
He was. He played for the Yankees. It was not.
He's not been good. Time. He's not been good, but $3,300 for him. Luke Raley at homered the other day. Jake Fraley had a big day, but that's lefty. You got Winker. Garrett Mitchell's down to 3K. Veen, is he going to lead off against Gore? Lefty, probably not.
Yeah, I actually like some of the Milwaukee stuff. Like JT Ginn obviously was.
He looked good in that start.
He did look good in that start. And the peripheral numbers look pretty good. Last year, he was not that pitcher, but you know what? 47% ground ball rate in his 8 games. Maybe I need to be a JT Ginn respecter a little better.
Sure. Anything else for value for you then as we work our way down this list?
Let's see.
Would you play a $2,800 Verdugo who might start?
He hit 207 in AAA this year.
Is that considered good or bad?
Well, if you add a 1 to the 2, it would be good. Okay. But we cannot do that in this. So
not in this climate.
He was not a good hitter all of last year. He's not a good hitter. I'm a Cam Smith believer. I would probably just play the talent at 2,700 against Hart, who is not a talent.
Sure. Pull one out for our guy in Chicago there. Got sent down.
Did he? The catcher?
No, the third baseman there. What's his name?
Vargas?
No, the Cubs.
Matt Shaw.
Shaw. Yeah. Shaw got sent down. Yeah, Cam Smith and Matt Shaw, I correlate them both because they're young players.
Yeah, young studs.
Yeah. He got sent down. Cam Smith survives.
I mean, I would just bet on a talent versus Hart. We talked about the Hart stuff, like his first start, how bad he was in the minor leagues, and then it has been a mixed bag, but Cam Smith is going to hit a lot of home runs in Major League Baseball.
I agree with you. Let's see.
You don't need to see. There's nothing else to see.
I was going to say, is there anything else on here? Laureano versus Abbott?
No, we're
jumping the shark here, probably, right? Yeah, all right. Let's go to pitching then.
Let's go to pitching.
We liked Yamamoto,
Gore, Yamamoto, Rodon.
Yeah.
Your boy Hunter Dobbins.
Where do we want?
I personally will always want to click Yamamoto if we can click Yamamoto. Okay. Rodon and Gore both have a lot of strikeout upside. I'd probably say we just stay there.
All right, let's get the Gore value-ish play then. All right, we definitely had a cheap Jacob Wilson, but that was shortstop. Do we want to sacrifice spending up at short?
We could do, if we wanted to spend down at second, we had like Fitzgerald or Julian. Austin Slater. I did Austin Slater again. Austin Hayes in the outfield was
Hayes is
a lefty. He's like sub 3K.
Yeah.
Or just at 3K.
Mm-hmm. And then you said,
Fitzgerald or Julian. I mean, Elder.
I'm good with Julian.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, and he hits at the top of the order, especially with Wallner out.
Brooks Lee just got a Elder Lee combo. Julian Lee.
Elder Lee.
Julian Lee versus Eldrick stack there.
Nice of you to think about the old heads, John.
Thanks. Where do we want to go then? Do we go against Perez? Do we do like Story?
Yeah, I mean, I think Martin Perez is not a good pitcher. He's been lucky.
He's not a good pitcher. Let's go back to Kyle Raleigh because he's hitting a lot of home runs.
So many home runs.
And now we got 4,800 for our first base and 2 outfielders. So
first base and 2 outfielders. Who was our top stack on this slate? There's 2 games with 9 implied 3 games with 9 implied totals on the slate. I'm trying to figure out who our top stack is.
Oh, we traditionally like to go to Coors, but we're playing one pitcher in that game, and we think Dollander's pretty good on the other side. So that's kind of like the little bit of the hiccup there. Boston doesn't have a ton of usable righties at the moment.
Well, if you play Romy Gonzalez at first,
I mean, is that what you want to do?
I don't know. That gets us a lot of what we want in the outfield, I'd say.
$5,400 in the outfield. I mean, does it? Like, you can be going like Soto against Michaelis, or
you can get if you got. Oh, man, I was gonna say if you got Teoscar, how close would it would not put us, tawny range, but
no, and that's going. I mean, obviously going against DeGrom, which might keep ownership down on the Dodgers because people are just like worried. You see old DeGrom, I guess would be the
dude. There's nothing in the numbers that suggests Jacob DeGrom is anywhere close to what.
Should we give more to look at San Diego? Like Tatis has been awesome. I mean,
he has been incredible.
Right? I mean, I get that. I mean, what's a gusto?
We're going for the gusto. He made his first start last time out.
Right?
Yeah.
Are we impressed by this? I mean,
he's making one more start while Spencer Arrighetti is out. And Lance McCullers is returning. By the way.
Lance McCullers, good for Lance McCullers. Honestly.
Yeah, he's back soon.
See,
for a couple starts.
I mean, we could just like complete the Minnesota and play like Buxton against Elder.
I am not against. You just have one-offs everywhere.
Well, no, we have a 3-man. We got a 3-man Minnesota stack somehow, and a 2-man Boston stack.
Boston is one of the games with the 9 implied runs because no one believes in Martin Perez.
No one believes in Martin Perez. That lineup is not going to look nice.
No, but at least we have 2 people that are hitting.
It's fair. We could do a Raleigh, a Rosarena stack against both.
I like that. I like that. Bowden, again, I'm a Bowden believer. He has also given me nothing to believe in this year. Go look at, I bet you Bowden Francis StatCast page looks awful.
That would be a correct assumption.
Yeah.
Expected ERA is almost 6.
Yeah, I mean I'm telling you, like
fastball velo is down to 92. His exit velocity is 90.5. That's not good.
Yeah, I mean
they're not chasing. They're not swinging and missing. They're not striking out. They're walking at 10% clip. The league average barrel rate's 8%. They're 13% barrel rate on him.
He's at over 2 home runs for 9 innings this year too. Like again,
do we need more Seattle?
Seattle looks good, dude. Seattle looks good.
Do we go like Luke Raley here instead of Romy Gonzalez, or?
I'd be okay with that. I think that actually fits the build a little better.
$3,200. I'll give us $700 more to play with.
Switch the screen over. Everyone's getting sick from Bowden Francis StatCast page.
Thanks for the reminder, because I would have forgotten completely about it. We got $700 more if we wanted to do anything else. Like we mentioned Austin Hayes, and we don't need Austin Hayes anymore. Could do a Harris versus Paddock. I guess there's not really much.
You could do what you could do. What you could do. Go back to Hayes, and you can get. I don't know if you want to play Lindor over Story, but you can get Lindor against Michaelis.
Sure. That works. Try to see if there's anything else there. Not really. You like this better than Story? I know Michaelis has been bad, so it's probably a real thing.
Miles Michaelis has been a 5 ERA guy, and this year it's even worse. It's 9. So like
it's not the right split, but I don't think it matters probably against Michaelis, right? Just Lindor in general.
Yeah, I mean I'm okay with not going to Lindor if you don't feel comfortable going to Lindor.
No, it's the Mets office is good. Lindor actually doesn't have a hit against lefties this year. He's hitting 260 against righties. So go figure that one out. All right. This is what we'll do then. Yamamoto, Gore, Raleigh, Julian, Lee, Lindor, Hayes, Tatis, and Arozarena. No dollars left over. Of course, this is just our first look preview lineup, everybody. We'll have official lineups when we go live at 5, and we'll be able to maybe make some adjustments based on news and who's in and out throughout the day. And we'll be there for you. So let us know in the comment section what you guys think, where you guys are going, and we'll see you back at 5 o'clock.